Welcome to Elevate and Thrive, where your mindset evolves. You are not exhausted from beginning again. You are exhausted from breaking your own momentum. Every time you quit, you convince yourself that the pain came from failure, but the real damage came from stopping. Starting over is not the disease. Quitting is. The moment you walk away, you erase progress that was quietly compounding beneath the surface. You reset discipline, you reset confidence, you reset identity, and then you blame the beginning when in reality it was the interruption that cost you everything. If this is helping you shift your mindset, subscribe to Elevate and Thrive. This channel is for your growth. Think about the pattern, you commit to change, you feel energized, you build a rhythm, you see small improvements, then it gets uncomfortable. Results slow down, the excitement fades, the work becomes repetitive. And instead of pushing through the plateau, you step back, not because you cannot continue, but because continuing no longer feels inspiring. That single decision to stop is what sends you back to day one, not incompetence. Not lack of talent, not bad luck. The pause becomes the penalty. Momentum is fragile. It rewards consistency and punishes hesitation. When you stay in motion, even slowly, you remain connected to growth. Skills sharpen, habits deepen, confidence strengthens. But when you quit, even temporarily, you detach from that flow. Restarting then feels heavier, not because the task changed, but because you allowed doubt to grow during your absence. You begin again with the memory of progress you once had, and that comparison drains you. The restart hurts because you know you were further before you stopped. Every unfinished attempt chips away at self-trust. You tell yourself you will stay committed this time. You promise discipline, you map out the plan, and then you abandon it again. Over time, the frustration does not come from the difficulty of the goal. It comes from the awareness that you are the one interrupting yourself. You become tired of rebuilding the same foundation, tired of repeating the same introduction, tired of climbing the same first steps. But the stairs were never the enemy. Your decision to step off was. Quitting feels small in the moment. It feels harmless. Just a break, just a delay, just a short pause to regroup. But that pause widens. It turns into days, then weeks. Motivation fades. The identity you were building dissolves. And when you finally return, you must fight not only the challenge, but the regret. That regret is heavier than the original struggle. You are not drained by starting over. You are drained by knowing you could have continued. Consistency does not demand perfection. It demands presence. It asks you to show up even when you feel average, even when progress is invisible, even when excitement disappears. The people who appear unstoppable are not free from boredom or frustration. They simply refuse to interrupt their own growth. They understand that momentum compounds silently. Results are not always loud. Improvement is often subtle, but it is always building when you stay. Each time you quit, you reinforce a pattern. You teach your mind that discomfort is a signal to exit. You condition yourself to associate struggle with stopping. Over time, this becomes automatic. The moment resistance appears, you retreat, and the cycle restarts. But if you reverse that pattern, if you decide that discomfort is a signal to continue instead of withdraw, everything shifts. The same obstacles that once reset you begin strengthening you. Starting over would not be painful if it happened only once. What makes it exhausting is repetition, the repeated collapse of discipline, the repeated rebuilding of focus, the repeated reintroduction to effort. That repetition is optional. The struggle is not what sends you back. The exit is. If you remove quitting from the equation, progress may slow, but it will not reset. Slow movement still accumulates. Paused movement decays. You must understand that growth is not dramatic most days. It is repetitive, it is uncelebrated, it is quiet. When you expect constant excitement, you misinterpret normal phases of development as failure. You assume something is wrong because it feels ordinary, so you stop, and that stopping convinces you that beginnings are exhausting. In truth, consistency would have carried you beyond that phase into strength. There is nothing wrong with starting once. There is nothing wrong with adjusting direction, but there is something destructive about abandoning yourself at the first sign of friction. Every time you stay instead of quit, you protect your progress. Every time you continue instead of reset, you build resilience. The fatigue you feel is not from effort, it is from interruption. Remove the interruption and the cycle breaks. Remove quitting and starting over disappears. The keynote delivers two central truths. You are not exhausted from beginning again. You are exhausted from repeatedly quitting. And the real damage in your life does not come from failure, but from interruption. These ideas challenge the common belief that starting over is the hardest part of growth. Instead, the speech argues that what truly drains you is the pattern of building momentum, abandoning it, and then forcing yourself to rebuild from zero. The exhaustion is not physical, it is psychological. It comes from watching yourself reset progress you already earned. The first key idea focuses on momentum. When you commit to a goal, whether it is fitness, study, business, or self-discipline, you initially feel energized. Motivation is high because change feels fresh and powerful. In the early phase, improvements appear quickly. You feel proud, focused, and optimistic, but growth does not continue in a straight, exciting line. After the initial surge, progress slows. Results become less visible. The routine becomes repetitive. This is the critical moment. Most people interpret this phase as failure or boredom. In reality, it is the natural middle stage of development. The keynote emphasizes that quitting during this plateau is what creates the illusion that starting over is painful. Momentum works quietly. When you show up consistently, even without excitement, you strengthen discipline and identity. Small daily actions accumulate beneath the surface. Skills sharpen through repetition. Confidence deepens through consistency. But when you stop, even briefly, that invisible progress begins to fade. Habits weaken. Focus scatters. Doubt increases. The pain you feel when restarting is not because beginnings are hard, it is because you remember how far you once were. You compare your current state to your previous peak, and that comparison creates frustration. The second key idea addresses self-trust. Every time you promise yourself you will stay committed and then quit, you weaken your belief in your own word. Self-confidence is not built from motivation, it is built from kept promises. When you repeatedly abandon your goals at the first sign of discomfort, you teach your brain that struggle equals retreat. Over time, this becomes automatic. Resistance appears, and your default response is to withdraw. This conditioning is more damaging than any failure because it shapes identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who does not finish. The keynote reframes discomfort. Instead of viewing it as a signal to stop, it should be seen as evidence that growth is happening. The middle phase of any journey is rarely exciting. It is routine, quiet, and sometimes boring. Yet this is where transformation actually occurs. The people who appear disciplined are not immune to frustration. They simply refuse to interrupt their own progress. They understand that slow movement still moves forward, paused movement does not. Another powerful point is that quitting feels small in the moment. It often disguises itself as rest or a temporary break. You tell yourself you will return tomorrow, but tomorrow turns into weeks. The longer you stay away, the heavier the restart feels. Doubt grows in the space you created. Regret becomes heavier than the original effort ever was. The keynote argues that if you removed quitting from your options, progress would compound naturally. It might be slow, but it would never reset. The speech also highlights the emotional toll of repetition. Starting over once is not devastating. Starting over repeatedly is exhausting. The repeated rebuilding of focus, the repeated attempt to regain lost discipline, and the repeated disappointment in yourself create mental fatigue. You are not tired of effort, you are tired of reconstructing what you dismantled. That cycle is optional. The obstacle is not the goal itself. It is the pattern of interruption. Ultimately, the keynote shifts responsibility back to choice. It suggests that growth does not demand perfection or constant inspiration, it demands presence. Showing up on average days matters more than dramatic bursts of motivation. Consistency protects momentum. When you stay, even imperfectly, you preserve progress. When you leave, you erase it. The exhaustion people blame on hard beginnings is actually the weight of unfinished attempts. The deeper message is about identity. If you decide that discomfort means continue instead of quit, your entire trajectory changes. Momentum strengthens instead of collapsing. Confidence compounds instead of resetting. You stop experiencing life as a series of frustrating restarts and begin experiencing it as steady advancement. The keynote makes clear that the solution is not more motivation, it is fewer exits. Remove quitting and the need to start over disappears. Motivation is temporary. It's a spark, a feeling that comes and goes. Some days you wake up with it, some days it's nowhere to be found. Relying on motivation alone is unreliable because feelings change constantly. Motivation whispers, I feel like it, and when the feeling fades, action stops. Commitment is different. Commitment doesn't wait for feelings. Commitment is a decision, a contract you make with yourself to act regardless of mood or circumstances. It says, I'm doing it anyway. Motivation can inspire you to start, but commitment is what drives you to finish. Without commitment, the initial spark of motivation fades and leaves you stranded, wishing for energy that will never consistently return. Commitment forces consistency, it builds discipline. Even when you don't feel like showing up, it creates a rhythm, a pattern that reinforces progress over time. When you act out of commitment, you are no longer dependent on temporary emotional surges. You develop a system of persistence that compounds, turning small, steady actions into significant results. Motivation is emotional, commitment is contractual, and understanding this difference is the key to moving beyond fleeting enthusiasm and achieving real growth. Confidence doesn't come from sudden wins or starting over repeatedly. It comes from refusing to stop, from continuing even when circumstances are difficult, from pushing through the resistance that tells you to quit. Every step forward reinforces your ability to handle challenges. Confidence is built in motion, not in hesitation. The act of continuing, even imperfectly, proves to yourself that you are capable. Restarting or resetting frequently undermines confidence because it signals doubt and inconsistency. True confidence grows when you face obstacles, keep moving, and refuse to surrender. It is forged in the habit of persistence, in the decision to endure through difficulty rather than seeking temporary relief. Each continuation strengthens your belief in your abilities, while every interruption weakens it. Confidence is not a feeling. It is an accumulation of proof that you can endure, that you can persevere, that you can continue despite setbacks and challenges. This is why winners maintain momentum while quitters keep resetting themselves, erasing their progress and undermining their potential. Success is not about talent or speed. It is about endurance, about staying in the game when others give up. Stopping interrupts momentum, and momentum is what transforms effort into achievement. Every pause, every reset slows progress and forces you to start over. Interrupting your own momentum is more dangerous than failure because failure is temporary and teachable, but stopping creates a gap in your journey that takes energy and focus to overcome. Winners understand that staying in motion is what compounds results. They don't seek immediate gratification or quick wins. They measure progress by consistency, by how long they can endure, by how long they can continue when motivation fades, when challenges arise, and when the path becomes difficult. Speed impresses observers, but consistency changes lives. Those who focus on longevity rather than short bursts of effort achieve results that are lasting and transformative. Asking how fast only distracts from the real metric that matters: duration, endurance, the ability to continue day after day regardless of circumstances. Real success is built by those who stay, by those who refuse to hit reset, by those who understand that every continued effort, no matter how small, compounds into mastery, achievement, and unshakable confidence. Momentum, commitment, and persistence form the foundation of lasting results. Motivation may ignite the beginning, but commitment keeps the fire burning. Confidence is not a starting point, but a byproduct of continuous action. Stopping, quitting, or constantly resetting interrupts the chain of growth. The true difference between those who achieve and those who falter lies not in skill, opportunity, or luck, but in the willingness to endure, to continue without pause, and to focus on consistency over speed. Every action taken, no matter how small, becomes a building block of unstoppable progress, and every interruption is a loss that must be regained. In the end, those who understand the power of commitment, the necessity of continuing, and the value of endurance rise above temporary challenges, transforming effort into lasting success and turning persistence into unshakable confidence. Winners stay, quitters reset. The difference between success and failure is not talent, intelligence, or luck, it is endurance. Many people believe that talent or opportunity decides the outcome, but the truth is, those who succeed are the ones who keep going when others stop. They stay in the fight, facing challenges, obstacles, and setbacks without pressing the reset button. Every time you quit, you reset not just your progress, but your confidence, your momentum, and your belief in yourself. Quitting creates gaps, erases effort, and forces you to start over, often with more difficulty than before. Staying requires patience, resilience, and a refusal to surrender to discomfort, fear, or temporary failure. Winners understand that consistent action, even when small or imperfect, compounds over time into achievement, mastery, and unshakable results. They measure their success not by immediate wins, but by the ability to endure through difficulty, by the refusal to interrupt their own journey. Every step forward, no matter how slow, adds to momentum. Momentum is the force that turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results, that transforms persistence into confidence, and that creates the conditions for breakthroughs. Stopping interrupts momentum. Every pause weakens the flow of progress and makes the next step harder. The longer you endure, the stronger your foundation becomes and the more unstoppable you grow. Talent without endurance is wasted. Ideas without follow-through vanish. Dreams without persistence remain fantasies. The world rewards those who stay, who refuse to reset, who keep showing up when others have walked away. Endurance is not glamorous. It does not offer instant satisfaction or recognition. It tests patience and fortitude, pushing you to act when motivation is gone, when fear whispers that quitting is easier, when progress seems invisible. Winners act anyway. They do the work consistently, refusing to let temporary frustration, fatigue, or doubt erase what they have built. Quitting may feel like relief in the moment, but it comes at the cost of momentum, self-belief, and future opportunity. Every time you continue instead of quitting, you reinforce the habit of persistence, the mindset of resilience, and the framework for long-term success. Winners stay not because the path is easy, but because they understand that enduring through difficulty is what separates achievement from failure. The difference is not talent, it is the decision to endure. It is the willingness to persist when progress is slow, when the reward is distant, when the path is uncertain. The act of staying builds more than results. It builds character, confidence, and unshakable belief in your ability to overcome challenges. Each continued effort compounds, creating strength, experience, and skill that cannot be gained through shortcuts or resets. Quitters reset because they seek comfort, because they allow fear, doubt, or impatience to dictate action. Winners stay because they embrace discomfort, because they see the long-term value of persistence, because they understand that every step forward, no matter how small, moves them closer to mastery. Endurance is the currency of achievement. The ability to remain in motion, to refuse the reset, to keep working when others have stopped is what separates ordinary from extraordinary. Those who stay leverage momentum, turn challenges into lessons, and transform continuous action into irreversible progress. Quitting may feel like surrender, but staying is what builds unstoppable momentum, deep confidence, and lasting success. Talent and speed can impress, but endurance changes lives. Staying in the fight, refusing to reset, committing to continuity even when it's hard, creates results that compound into achievement far greater than any initial advantage. The world is filled with talented people who never reach their potential because they quit too soon. Winners, by contrast, persist, endure, and show up consistently, knowing that long-term success is the product of continuous effort, not bursts of brilliance. Every action taken in the face of adversity reinforces your power to continue. Every step you refuse to reset strengthens your momentum and builds the resilience that guarantees results. The ability to stay, to endure, to keep moving even when the outcome is uncertain, defines those who win and those who fall short. Winners stay, quitters reset, and the difference is the relentless pursuit of progress, the refusal to surrender, and the unwavering commitment to endure no matter what. Stop asking how fast and start asking how long. Speed impresses people, but consistency changes lives. Most people chase quick results. They want instant recognition, immediate success, and rapid transformation. They measure progress by speed, by visible milestones, by how quickly they can get from start to finish. The problem is that speed is fleeting. Fast results often fade, leaving no foundation to sustain growth. Quick wins can be misleading because they create the illusion of achievement without building the habits, endurance, or resilience needed to maintain success. Real transformation does not happen in bursts. It happens in the long game, in persistent effort, in repeated action over time. Consistency compounds. It turns small, repeated steps into mastery. It turns effort into results that endure. Every day that you show up, every time you continue despite resistance, fatigue, or distraction, you are building the foundation of long-term success. Longevity matters more than acceleration. Asking how fast focuses your attention on the wrong metric. It prioritizes temporary satisfaction over lasting impact. It encourages shortcuts, risk of burnout, and the temptation to quit when results do not appear immediately. Asking how long shifts your mindset. It focuses on endurance, sustainability, and the power of repeated, steady action. It forces you to think about progress as a process, not an event. Consistency transforms effort into momentum. Momentum turns into confidence. Confidence reinforces continued action. The cycle cannot be achieved by speed alone. The fastest start rarely wins the race if they lack the discipline to continue. Long-term consistency breeds resilience. It teaches patience, fortitude, and the ability to endure setbacks without losing focus. Every day you continue, no matter how small the action, compounds into skill, experience, and results. Speed may catch attention, but it does not build legacy. Only sustained action over time produces results that last. Those who focus on how long they can endure, how long they can continue performing even when motivation fades, outlast those who chase rapid results. The world rewards consistency. Talent alone is wasted without the habit of showing up. Ideas without follow-through vanish. Dreams without persistence remain fantasies. Consistency ensures that your actions, however small, accumulate, creating unstoppable momentum that cannot be undone by temporary setbacks. Long-term success is the product of repeated action, endurance, and commitment to the process. It is measured not by speed, but by the ability to continue day after day, week after week, month after month, building the habits, experience, and skill that form an unshakable foundation. Those who ask how fast are trapped in comparison, seeking validation in the pace of others rather than focusing on their own journey. Those who ask how long measure progress by their ability to persevere, to endure, and to maintain action despite challenges, distractions, and obstacles. Consistency teaches patience. It teaches humility. It teaches the value of showing up even when results are invisible. The cumulative effect of continuous effort is unstoppable. Each day adds to momentum. Each repetition strengthens skill, and each continuation reinforces confidence. Speed impresses in the moment, but it does not endure. Longevity, commitment, and consistent effort over time are what create mastery, achievement, and lasting impact. Focus on how long you can sustain your efforts, how long you can continue pursuing your goal when distractions, fatigue, and setbacks appear, and you will build a trajectory that no temporary setback can derail. Every action taken consistently compounds. Every day you continue reinforces momentum. Every repetition builds resilience, skill, and confidence. Success is not a sprint, it is a marathon. The measure of achievement is not how fast you reach a milestone, but how long you can endure, persist, and maintain focus in the pursuit of your goal. Those who understand this principle achieve far beyond those who seek speed. Speed may win applause, but consistency wins life. Asking how long transforms perspective, strengthens discipline, and ensures that effort turns into results, effort into momentum, and momentum into unshakable, lasting success. Consistency is the key that turns action into achievement, patience into power, and persistence into legacy. Momentum is more important than speed. Most people focus on moving fast, trying to achieve everything quickly, but speed without consistency is empty. Quick bursts of effort may look impressive, but they rarely create lasting results. Real transformation comes from enduring effort, repeated action, and the ability to persist over time. Success is not measured by how fast you start or how quickly you complete a task. It is measured by how long you can sustain progress, how long you can continue despite obstacles, fatigue, and doubt. Every moment you maintain momentum compounds your effort, turning small, steady actions into significant results. Interrupting momentum, even briefly, can undo progress, weaken confidence, and force you to restart. Momentum is the invisible force that carries you forward when motivation fades, when energy dips, or when the challenge seems too great. Those who understand the power of momentum keep moving, even when the path is difficult, even when progress feels invisible. Momentum is built by repetition, persistence, and the refusal to stop. Every continued action, no matter how small, strengthens momentum, reinforcing habits, discipline, and confidence. Speed can create a burst of excitement, a temporary sense of achievement, but it cannot sustain growth. Momentum, however, turns daily effort into mastery, routine into skill, and persistence into success. Winners leverage momentum. They understand that staying in motion compounds results far more than frantic bursts ever could. They continue day after day, building consistency, reinforcing confidence, and creating a foundation for lasting achievement. Each step taken without interruption strengthens their trajectory. Quitting or resetting interrupts this flow, weakening the effect of previous efforts and making each subsequent step harder. Endurance transforms effort into results, and momentum is the vehicle through which endurance expresses itself. The longer you maintain momentum, the stronger it becomes, and the more unstoppable your progress grows. Momentum turns struggle into routine, repetition into skill, and perseverance into achievement. Every pause, every reset reduces momentum, dissipates effort, and diminishes the cumulative effect of past actions. Success is rarely about speed, sudden breakthroughs, or perfect execution. It is about maintaining momentum over time, showing up consistently, and refusing to stop regardless of circumstance. Momentum also builds confidence. When you continue, you reinforce your belief in your own abilities. Each forward motion, no matter how incremental, proves that you can endure. Momentum is not dependent on motivation or immediate results. It relies on repeated action, endurance, and the decision to persist. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail lies in the ability to maintain momentum. Those who quit, hesitate, or reset frequently lose it. Those who continue, even through discomfort, uncertainty, or slow progress, gain it and multiply it. Momentum turns ordinary effort into extraordinary achievement. It transforms small, consistent actions into life-changing results. Those who focus on how long they can continue rather than how fast they can move are the ones who accomplish lasting success. Momentum compounds over time, reinforcing habits, discipline, and skill, and creating unstoppable forward motion. Success, confidence, and mastery are products of sustained momentum, not speed. Every day you continue, you add to it. Every pause or reset diminishes it. Understanding this principle shifts focus from instant gratification to long-term growth, from frantic activity to deliberate persistence. Momentum does not require perfect conditions, extraordinary talent, or unlimited energy. It requires persistence, consistency, and the refusal to stop. It is the force that carries you through challenges, the engine that transforms repetition into results, and the foundation upon which long-term success is built. Those who harness momentum achieve far beyond those who chase speed alone. Speed impresses observers, but momentum changes lives. It is the compound effect of continued action over time, the cumulative power of endurance, and the key to turning effort into unshakable achievement. Momentum rewards those who refuse to reset, who maintain continuity, and who understand that the long game, not the quick win, defines true success. Every continued step strengthens it. Every pause weakens it. Momentum is the difference between fleeting results and lasting transformation, between ordinary effort and extraordinary achievement. Elevate your thinking, thrive in your life,